another R1200 BMW up on the bench. This can cost you a whole bunch of money if you don't check it, and it's pretty common, really common tales of tears with these BMWs. The rear differential doesn't hold a lot of fluid, and so if you get a little leak, if you get the seal leaking, which they do, came in for a new set of tires. So I put a new set of skins on this thing. It's got the TPS sensors in the tires, so you got to be a little mindful of that. You don't snap them off. But also, while you have the tire off, you should check the differential oil. You'll notice on this old Kawasaki, look at the motor on that thing. It's like a six-cylinder 1300cc. Look at that. How cool is that? Anyways, that's not what I want to show you. Most Japanese motorcycles, there's a drain plug on the bottom. There's a fill plug on the side. You fill it up until it's level with the drain. And that's like that on most trucks, equipment, most differentials I've seen around. You know, not every differential, obviously, on the planet, but by and large, that's the way to bet. That's the way you fill them up, right to the drain plug. But not BMW. Take the wheel off and then you unplug it and then drain it. And the best way to check it is just refill it with 180 milliliters of oil, and you use 7590, regular synthetic gear oil, 80/90 in a pinch, but they do recommend 7590 full synthetic with a GL5 rating. And the difference between a GL5 and a GL4 is that the GL4 is more for like gearboxes and sort of light duty, where the gears mesh in the back, the helical gears, they're under tremendous load. As a matter of fact, if you stop and you feel this thing after a long ride, and do this next time, maybe after 100 kilometers, you can hardly put your finger on it. It's so hot. And this thing only carries 180 milliliters. They're a bit of a pain to fix. You need a few special tools and you need some good know-how for sure. And the shops that really know how to do it are limited and few and far between. So do not ignore a leak in your rear differential on the BMW. Very important. I'll show you how to do it. Make sure she's in gear before you try to take the wheel off, so it's jammed. And there's your drain plug under here. And you should take a screwdriver and clean this thing out before you put the hex in there, or the Torx. It's just as easy to take the wheel off, and then you got lots of room to work. Take note and look at around where this thing turns and make sure should be no oil at all, nothing weeping whatsoever. So the Japanese stuff, I'd never fix them, the rear differentials. They're very, very well built. That's one part of the Japanese bikes that are just made to last. Rarely do I get into those. It does happen, but it's pretty uncommon. Whereas these BMWs, these R1200s, it's like the forums is full of stories. But the forums are tricky because you can go on a forum and, you know, it suddenly feels like everybody has differential problems because the whole forum's full. But of course, that's where you go when you have differential problems. If you don't, then you're not on a forum. So in BMW's infinite wisdom, you decide to put the fill plug behind the rear wheel. So you got to take the rear wheel off to get at the plug. And the plug is right there. Should get a screwdriver in there. You should clean the hole out. Blow it out. Get it all nice and clean. Put a rag in there. Just put a little spritz. Careful not to get it on the brake rotor. Make sure you get a good purchase with that Allen key. These bolts, and they have them on quads too. The quads are about the worst. The off-road products that they make, the power sports stuff, because because they fill full of mud. And give it a few taps when you get it in there. Anyways, the ATV ones, they fill full of mud. And you can't get the bloody things out because somebody's jammed an Allen key in there, a 6mm Allen key, and just stripped it. And that's really common. So you always clean the hole out. And then there you go. Easy peasy. Save you a whole lot of headache. As you can see, this is a bit of a bear to get to properly. Not the worst I've ever seen. So there's a drain plug out. It's got a little copper washer in behind it. That's pretty typical. Clean that off, put it on the rag, and then we're going to fill it up. The drain plug is at 20 Newton meters, which is about 14 pounds. But this one goes in the bottom, and this is a Torx T45 on the bottom with a little rubber seal. And you don't have to lube it because you just drained it, and there's oil all over the threads and the drain plug, and it'd be nice with everything. There's a lot of finesse with these things. They're kind of delicate. These motorcycles are really delicate. So be aware of that. And just be nice. So 20 Newton meters. There you go. 20 Newton meters. When you put these little drain plugs in, and any little threaded hole, if you over torque them, it may end in tears, because then you need to helicoil it or put a time search or a threaded insert in there anyways to repair it. These things are kind of fragile. These rear differentials, you tend to have a lot of problems from BMW. I don't know why that is. Maybe it's the bearings too thin. Maybe it's the way the seal is. But what happens is the seal starts leaking and you don't know, or you do know, and you do know when it's too late. And 180 cc's of oil isn't a lot of oil. It's only a little cupful. 75, 90, 100% synthetic. It doesn't have to be a specific 75, 90. As long as it's synthetic and it's GL5, it'll do. Because not everybody lives on the same place on the earth, right? That's all there is to it. You just pump it in. You can pour it in. You can get a little funnel and pour it in. It's a bit of a pain. It's slow, awkward. I like the little pump thing. Oh, you put the drain plug back in. Anyways, there's a differential oil changed for them. And the brake pads look good. Good time to change your pads. If you got the wheel off, you're going to put the wheel back on and wrap her up. The rear wheel retaining bolts, they are set at 45 foot-pounds, 60 Newton meters. Anyways, there you go. Pretty straightforward. This quick video doing your differential oil on your R1200GS, and didn't even have to get changed in the coveralls. Pretty easy job. So save yourself a lot of money and going to the dealership and do a lot of work yourself, and then too, you know it's done right. Hope that helps, and have a good morning, night, wherever you are. Ride safe out there, and I'll catch you next time, man. So take care. Ciao. Bye.